already has his locker ready in Portland. He agreed to a 3-year, $42 million contract to return to the Blazers after being waived by the Bucks earlier this month. The 9-time All-Star, he will likely miss the entire upcoming season, recovering from an Achilles injury, but he returns to the team that drafted him in 2012. And I love that they already had the locker room ready for his return. Our senior insider, Shams Charania, is here with more. Shams, there were a lot of teams interested in Damian Lillard. Beyond sort of the heartfelt story, who else was in the mix, and why did he ultimately choose to go back to Portland?
Malika, over a dozen teams made minimum and mid-level exception offers to Damian Lillard. Two teams in particular, I'm told, that Damian Lillard really considered, and that's the Boston Celtics and the Minnesota Timberwolves. He held calls with both teams at different points. But to be in Portland, back home, with his 3 young kids, that was by far the most important factor, I was told, in his return to the Trailblazers. And he was going to spend the year rehabbing in Portland anyways from that Achilles tear. But to return to Portland, the franchise that he obviously is an icon in, that meant a lot to him. He held multiple meetings with general manager Joe Cronin and head coach Chauncey Billups at his house in the last few weeks. So he goes back 3 years, $42 million. He's one of 2 players, along with LeBron James, to have a no-trade clause right now in the NBA. So a return to Portland made sense for him on a lot of different levels. And this next season, Malika, he's going to be earning $70 million between his Bucks salary and his Blazers salary. In 2 years before his player option in 2027, he has a guaranteed $141 million over the next 2 years.
I mean, I know that he will be sitting out likely all year, but making $70 million to do that isn't so bad if you want to look at the glass half full here. The recovery process, though, is going to be long. What are his expectations, Shams, for when he might return to the court?
Malika, Damian Lillard will be using the entire 2025-26 season to rehab that Achilles tear and then make his return, his reunion in Portland in that arena in 2026, 2027. And then he has that opt-out in the summer of 2027. The mindset of Damian Lillard right now is that that summer he will be going into free agency, potentially in line for another big deal. But now he's in Portland. He's going to be there rehabbing. He's going to be there, a big part of the community, big part of the roster, a leader for that young team. You think about what the Blazers have done this offseason, not only in the draft with Yang Hansen, but also getting Drew Holiday, a veteran all-star caliber player. Then you get now Damian Lillard back. So they're making moves to retool this roster to try to be more competitive in the next couple of years. Chauncey Billups finished last season 22-18. They had a top 5 defense as well in the second half of the season.
And you just think, Shams, the first time back in Moda Center when they say over the PA system and wearing the letter O, it's Damian Lillard. That place is going to go absolutely nuts. Thank you so much for your reporting, Shams. We'll see you back here in just a little bit. Udonis Haslem, Bobby Marks, Iman Shumpert joining me now. I'm going to start with you here, UD. Your first reaction when you saw that Damian Lillard is going back to Portland?
Excitement, excited. I'm happy for Dame. I understand who Dame is as a person. I understand the things that are important to Dame is his love for his family and his loyalty to the city of Portland. He loves the city of Portland. He never really wanted to leave, but he wanted to put himself in a position where he can fight and contend for a championship. And his love for his family is very important for him. I look at that situation in Portland and I say, yes, he's not going to play the year that's coming up, but he has the opportunity to mentor some great young players. He has the opportunity to be next to Chauncey Billups, who's a champion. Dame is obviously a Hall of Famer. They just brought in James Posey, who's a champion. Drew Holiday's a champion. So when you look at Scoot Henderson, when you look at Sharpe, when you look at Klingon, when you look at all these young guys, Yang Hansen, the guy who they got from China, when you look at all these young guys, this is really an opportunity for these young guys to really learn from some of the best guys that have played the game of basketball.
Without a doubt, I got to second him there. Like, having Damian Lillard in a role now where he doesn't have to produce 40 points. It's just going to be a year for him to talk to guys, make sure guys are in the right position, make sure guys are working out to make themselves better in their own right. Then when he joins the team the following year, we'll be able to look at what he can do and see if he can go a little bit less on the Dame time and just be more, honestly, big shot. Be more Chauncey Billups in that idea of I'm going to direct traffic a little bit more. I'm going to put guys in positions to be successful, I'm not trying to win a scoring title. I'm trying to win a title.
Right, and waiting now with Scoot Henderson maybe or a Shaedon Sharpe mentoring those young guys, because with no Anthony Simons on this team anymore, they really have a ability to step up this year. I completely understand, and I think it's so wonderful, the family part of all of this as well, Bobby. But looking at this deal from the Blazers' point of view, how should they be looking at this?
I think, Malika, you look at it in two different ways here.
Okay.
I think the first way is that he's an extension of Chauncey Billups' coaching staff this upcoming year, certainly rehabbing from that Achilles injury. As Sham said, the likelihood is that he's not going to be playing. You've got all these young players, as Aman and Udia said, certainly Scoot Henderson and Shaedon Sharpe and Donovan Clingan. So for right now, it's the extension part as far as when he can get back healthy. And then the second part is then on the basketball court. How is the pairing with Drew Holiday work? How does that work next year? Most of this roster is intact for the 2026-27 season. Really the only big free agent is Robert Williams. So you do bring back the nucleus of this roster. The other thing too, Malika, when he left in 2023, that roster was not very good. When you look at it 2 years later, this is a significantly improved roster that he's walking into right now.
Yeah, and when you look at why he left to try to win a title here. It wasn't a successful fit really with the Milwaukee Bucks, and in heartbreaking fashion, he tore his Achilles at the end of the season. But when you look at the basketball fit now, UD, for Damian Lillard with Portland, it's not necessarily one of those upper echelon contender teams, but there are ways in which this works. How do you see that?
Obviously, the mentorship the first season, but then the second season you come in and everybody knows how great Dame is, controlling the pace, handling the ball, scoring the basketball. But I also feel like he has the opportunity to play next to a great guard who can defend on both ends. Who can play both sides of the basketball court. When you look at what Milwaukee was able to do with Drew Holiday at the point guard, when they were 11th in offense, but they were #1 in defense. So when you look about Dame going back to Portland, yes, Dame is going to score a lot of points, but when you talk about a team who finished 5th in defense last year in the second half of the season, this is another opportunity to get one of the best two-way players in the league. You saw the impact that he had with Milwaukee winning the championship. You saw the impact that he had with Boston winning the championship. So when you put one of the best clutch players in the league next to one of the best two-way players in the league, you really have a good backcourt for these young guys to learn from.
Without a doubt, when he talks about a guy playing both sides of the ball, Drew Holiday has been talked about at that position, and not just the point guard position or the shooting guard position. He's been mentioned as a combo guard.
Right.
He can guard 1 through 3. Guys that can do that can make it to where you guys can switch on defense. Those type of things is what Damian Lillard has never had. Even though he's had C.J. McCollum, him and C.J. McCollum were not together to be a prominent defensive guarding team. Like they weren't supposed to be out there guarding things and cutting the head off the snake, so to speak. Drew Holiday has always prided himself on that, and he's also prided himself on being able to stand next to a superstar and say, this is where I fit in.
The Portland Trail Blazers, they finished the end of last season 23-18, so they put together a little run there, really defensive-minded run where they were able to stack together a couple of wins here, and now they get the most famous Trailblazer in the history of the organization back. The letter O is back in Portland. It is Dame time, but over in Vegas, Blazers rookie Yang Hansen, he knows what time it is as well. So let's head out there now, shall we hear Sharpe? Look, he's saying, yep.
There you go, baby.
It is Dame time. The clocks are working once again. Excited for his new teammate here. Hansen, though, he has been a summer league sensation. A little baby hook over the left shoulder.
Love his pace. Nice. Very, very patient.
And then doing it on the defensive end as well here. Watch Hansen. He said, get that out of there.
Yeah.
Swats that one away. And then in the fourth quarter here, break this one down for me as he gets downhill on the pick and roll.
What's wild about him is his ability to keep away with the ball. You see a lot of guys that big, you're thinking they're going to go over the top, but he does a lot of scoop shots and getting right to that.
There's some finesse there for sure. Bronny James having a solid summer league as well. Gets inside, hits the floater there, and then later in the corner here, James. Nice little dribble move, gets inside.
Playing with dude.
Tough layup. He finished with 18 points in this one.
Playing with dude, y'all making him mad.
But how about this play from Jordan Walsh?
Hey!
Leaks it out the other side for the windmill slam. He finished with 17 and 6. The Celtics get the 9-point victory in this one. All right, checking in on Con Knippel. How about we pick this one up? Contested 3 here on the right wing. This is what he did all through college. Shoot or shoot.
Nice.
And then in the third here, Knippel tracks down the loose ball and then throws a crazy over the head to P.J. Hall, who makes the layup there.
That's a lot of Jokic, huh?
Yeah, clearly, eyes in the back of his head. And then here, going to work, nice little baseline jumper. He had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists in this one. The Hornets loved him going into the draft, and they were able to get their man. Charlotte gets the win.
Who's calling it? Who? Where the function? Where the function? The way I feel right now, I feel like we need to be all alone.
Ladies, we gotta evolve. We're here. It's a little something.
And I was like, listen, we're here.
Be confident, be who you are.
WNBA All-Star Weekend, it has officially begun in Indianapolis, and this year the game is going to look a little bit different as well. First of all, you see these 4 circles, not the logos, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those, if a player hits a 28-foot jumper from one of those spots, it's going to count for not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 points. So expect to see some players making it rain from beyond 6 feet past the 3-point line. But it's not just the 4-point shot. The game is going to be nonstop. What do we mean by that? The shot clock has been shortened from 24 to 20 seconds. There will be live play substitutions where the offensive team, they can have an all-star enter onto the court while their squad has the possession in the backcourt. And get this, there's no more free throws. So outside the final 2 minutes, in circumstances that would normally require a player to go to the free throw line and the game slows down, instead, automatically, they'll be credited with the maximum available points. But before the game tomorrow, All-Star Friday is just a couple of hours away. We get the skills challenge. Alicia Gray won the skills challenge, and she won the 3-point contest last season. And she's the plus 250 favorite to repeat in the skills competition. But Gray has the second shortest odds to win the 3-point contest behind the 2023 champ Sabrina Ionescu. I think I got Sab too. We'll see. The Liberty Star is a plus 120 favorite to win the contest, but don't count out who's third at plus 400. As All-Star Weekend gets underway, we're joined by Sparks guard Kelsey Plum, a member of Team Fee this weekend. Kelsey, as always, I appreciate you making the time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So your teammate, Angel Reese, your teammate for the weekend on Team Collier, that is, said that you all are in Indy, but it feels like it's Miami. What's the vibe out there at All-Star Weekend?
Well, I don't know where she's staying, but I want more energy. I want more energy than that. No, but it's been great. I mean, Indiana's a great place for basketball, obviously. A ton of fans. Super excited. I mean, never have I ever experienced an orange carpet live with fans. So, I mean, there's definitely a lot of cool things that they're doing this weekend, and definitely a lot to be excited about.
I'm usually the person who has POMO. I'm proud of missing out, but I gotta say, this weekend, seeing the orange carpet, seeing the outfits on it, I'm having a little bit of FOMO here. And your outfit in particular had a lot of folks talking. I loved the red. What was the inspiration behind it?
Thank you. I was a little bit apprehensive, I'm not gonna lie. It's not really in my wheelhouse, but I ended up just loving it. You know, we're in Indiana, so we gotta go red, a little bit of sparkle. I wanted to have like a sleek braid that just went all the way down. You know, Louis Vuitton shoes, sport mat dress. I could barely walk after the night, but it was worth it.
See, that's the sign of a good night. You know, when you're just like kind of hobbling home and your toes kind of look like this after being in heels all night, then that is the sign of a good night. But it all officially kicks off with the 3-point contest tonight. You're one of the league's most confident shooters. What's your mindset going in? Because you've been there before.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, before was a little bit different in terms of like the dynamic of the way it was run. So I'm excited. I mean, for me, I'm just gonna go out and have a ton of fun. I love the bright lights. I love that there's the starry ball this time. We didn't have that the last time I did it. So there's a lot of nuances, and you know, there's a lot of people that are probably expecting a lot of different people to win. So I mean, for me, honestly, I'm just like, I'm excited. I'm gonna go out there and hopefully make it rain.
Yes, see, but this is what you do. You make it rain whenever you're on the floor. And I know you're always kind of looking at the competition, making sure you're studying the film. Is there someone that you're looking at saying, all right, this may be who I have to take down here?
Yeah, I'm looking at that starry ball. I'm like, 4 points is a lot of points. You gotta knock those ones down, especially at the top. But no, I mean, it's a great group, super competitive. All the women in it shoot a really high level. And, you know, my mom was kind of busting my chops about, she's like, you know, Kelsey, you really kind of shoot off the dribble. Are you sure you want to do this? I was like, Mom, like, yes, have some faith.
Mom, don't blow up my spot like that. Like, calm down, Mom. We don't need to be putting my business out there like that. You mentioned the starry ball. We saw some video of you taking actually 4-point shots. Is that something that you're warming up, getting ready for the All-Star game? Are we going to see a couple of those?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you got to come in there, especially now. I think that they're making it like a